Ivyblossum. Welcome back to my page, Just a Messenger 828. Authentically me, authentically you, we forever bloom. Obedience. The importance of obedience, part 2. I'm not sure what's going to come up, but victory or death came out. It says victory on this card or death at the bottom. The words you say can cause an ending and a victory. It's not even either or. It can be both all at once. Your words can be so sharp that they cause an ending and a victory all at once. That's the word of God. The word of God brings victory, which would have to bring an ending to the opposite side. So this feels like the current energy right now, as of today. What's today? July the 13th, 2026. Tuesday, July the 13th, 2026. 14th. Tuesday, July the 14th, 2026. The 14th could be significant. Last year around this time could be significant. The whole year of 2026 could be significant for this theme. The theme of the importance of obedience is not just talking about parental child, but I feel like people get stuck on that. It's the obedience to the Most High, because, and I've said this plenty of times within my own personal life, 2 people that have asked me questions, and I've said verbatim, my obedience to God is more important than my obedience to my parents. Yes, honor thy mother and thy father, but God did not say be obedient to them. The obedience overall needs to be to God. Now, is it good to do what your parents say? Yes, structure and discipline, of course. Structure and discipline, of course. But you instill that in your children up to a certain age. Yeah, and as they're an adult, you have to remind them, hey, da 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 da, boom, 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 cool. But your intention behind that means everything. And your intentions is something that God checks. Your intentions is something that God notates. It is notated in the spiritual court. And when I say spiritual court, I'm not just this is not no spiritual court. No, like, I don't think that a lot of people realize the spirit world is the first world. We're of spirit. Then the layers of the 3D reality comes in, and we have this meat suit, and we have emotions, feelings, all these other layers that are happening simultaneously, but we're a spirit first. So honoring spiritual law trumps honoring physical law. Of course, you want to abide, right? You want to obey the law. But ultimately, God's law, the spiritual laws, God's law, is more important. It trumps it. It's like this. In your final exams for, I don't know, for economics, okay? Your final exams for economics, there's going to be multiple choice questions. There's going to be multiple questions, about 50 to 70 questions for the final exam. Your teacher goes through the review and lets you know, hey, class, I'm letting you know these questions, these certain set of questions are going to be worth more than the regular set of questions. So even if you mess up on some of the regular set of questions, you'll have a chance to have a passing grade if you go ahead and answer the higher ranked questions correctly. Spirituality is higher ranking. Spirituality is those questions that are higher in rank. They give you more points to help you towards your passing grade. But, let's say you're not the best at humility, or you're not the best at blah, 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 blah. Cool. Those brownie points from the higher ranking questions or the higher ranking obedience that you've done outweighs that. Just like maybe a year or so ago, around the time that my mom passed, I talked about how people that have done faithfully, now your intentions is everything, that have done works within the church with their purest of intention, that counts in your spiritual rank when you go to the other side. My mother was a stewardess. I was a junior stewardess, and my grandmother was a stewardess of the church. Every time I think about my mom or my grandma, I see the white. Because you were a steward of the church, you have favor, you have rank, you have extra. I mean, you better, but your deeds have done the deed for you. Yeah, they didn't have all this money on the physical realm when they were alive. So maybe they did. I don't know. I don't know nothing about nothing like that. I haven't heard wind of anything like that, because these are two people that have passed. But the amount of spiritual ranking, favor, them prayers, that your grandmama been sending up, them prayers that your mama been sending up, that it's still raining blessings and favor over you. Not only you, but everybody else in the family and the friends that they prayed for. Everybody else still getting a piece of that love that person shared here on this plane of existence before they transition back to the other side. That's the importance of obedience. Because if your grandma hadn't prayed for you, who knows if you would have made it home on that Friday night from the club. Think about it. Take a second. But for today, Tuesday, July 14th, 2026, what else do you have for the collective for the importance of obedience? The obedience too is to learn from one another, right? Learning from one another. If you have a certain level of discernment and understanding of God and spirit, because you have a very close relationship with God, like you talk to God on a regular basis, your discernment is going to increase. Meaning you are able to sense the intentions of other persons, places, or things. It gives you a extra edge to your primal instincts. That is an evolutionary edge to your primal instincts. So you're not just primal in the sense of primal in the root chakra. You're primal in the sense of I've evolved out of root chakra energy, and my third eye, I can see clearly the intentions of others and things around me. Like, you have this inkling, okay, that dog's gonna bite somebody today. Make sure that I stay my ass inside. I hear a dog barking outside. Let me not go mess with that dog. Somebody else gets bit. And then you hear about it later on. Oh yeah, for some reason I didn't come outside that day. I heard the dog, but I did not come outside messing with nobody and nobody's dog. Because the obedience to your discernment that let you know, hey, Don't go messing with them people. Yeah, you didn't mess with them people or their dog. Take it how it resonates, okay? These are many different ways, many different examples that obedience is important. It is not just for you to be obedient to your parents. You are not a slave for nobody. You may have came from your parents. May have had a hand in you physically getting here in this plane, but ultimately your obedience is to God. I feel like some parents want to be considered God. No, God blessed you with the ability to have children so I can get here. In many cases, people didn't even want to be here. People didn't ask to be here. They're here for a reason. Once you follow the obedience of God, you know your reason of being here. This goes into your destiny, because you can forfeit your destiny by being disobedient. God tell you don't go messing with them people. God tell you, hey, sit aside today. Hey, don't stay at this job. You got bigger and better things going on. You stay at a job that you barely get to move up in, or you're just complacent at being at the same level, same pay, same benefits, but the world is changing on the outside of them same pay and them same benefits. Or you can do what God is leading you to do, be on your destined path, and watch how your money increases as the world financially it becomes more expensive. Your finances have increased to match that, so you're not struggling. That's the importance of obedience, and your discernment is knowing God's voice versus your ego or versus someone else's voice. The way. This is the Two of Wands, but the way is important. The way that you conduct yourself is important. The way that you speak to people is important. Now, there's God understands when we've had enough. God is understanding God. 9 times out of 10, though, if someone is judging you for how, oh, you acting different now, or oh, you don't listen, you don't do this now, you used to do what I say do, but now you don't do what I say do. What changed? Well, maybe it's the fact that God was telling me that, yeah, I shouldn't listen to this person. They're not on their path. So maybe I shouldn't be listening to somebody that's off their path, because I want to be on my path. You don't know how to be on your path. I want people around me that's on their path, and that's walking in their purpose, and that's walking in their destiny, and that is obedient to God. Because if you are listening to people that are obedient to God, 9 times out of 10, they're going to tell you, hey, take it to God. Storms are significant also.